Welcome to the Let's Talk Like Adults show with your host. She puts the spice back in your life. Boston's own Get It Girl, the boudoir queen of seduction, Stormy Weather, 69.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Let's Talk Like Adults. How are all my cupcakes and candy bars doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Welcome to Touchdown Thursday. And for those of you who did not know, I know you guys were like, okay, Stormy, Tuesday was just like off the chain. What the heck was going on? We got right into Let's Talk Like Adults for Take It Off Tuesday. So today's Take It Off Thursday, but before we get into anything, good afternoon, Michael. How are you? Welcome to Let's Talk Like Adults. First of all, we're going to do a little bit of world news, and then we'll go from there if that's all right with you all. Starting with world news. 7 police officers from Baltimore are going to be charged with federal charges ranging everywhere from racketeering, robbery, filing false affidavits, to falsifying their overtime. And according to the chief over there, it says that these officers were actually very well known in their communities and stuff like that. That does not mean that they are not going to be charged with these crimes because they actually committed them. It just sounds retarded. I mean, like, they didn't have enough things going on. Now, all of a sudden, now they want to be doing racketeering and everything else. But, I mean, there was a movie made called Training Day, so it's not as if it's not possible. If someone thinks that someone else can do it, it was done. Hey, Cupcakes, how you doing, Sarah? How you doing? Oh, look at Michaela. How you doing? Also, if as you didn't know, Snap, they are the parent company for Snapchat. They are actually offering shares that you all can buy at $17 a share. That's actually pretty good as far as buying shares. So if you don't know anything about buying shares in a property or in a company, talk to an investment broker or Google it. I mean, we can Google everything nowadays, so Google that. You can actually buy shares in Snapchat, believe it or not. Also, in Goose Creek, there was a body found burned and buried in a barrel. Okay, and that kind of sucks because Goose Creek, to me, Goose Creek is not that far. It's about 15 to 20 minutes away from where I live. All right, and this was found in someone's backyard. Picture that, right? Hey, Kenji. Hey, Cupcake. And then on top of all that, I know you guys was watching and saw the guy who was that was arrested for taking Girl Scout cookie money. First of all, why did you go bother kids? All the things you could be doing, you could go donate plasma if you want to. But why did you go and attack kids? This joker stole $345 from Girl Scouts. Why? And then when he appeared in court, the judge asked him, did he have any kind of illnesses or diseases, or if he was an addict of any kind, and he says yes, he's a drug addict. So that gives you that gives you a pass or a pardon to be able to go steal cookies from children. Go steal their cookie money. Come on now, get your life. You know that wasn't right. You wasn't even close to being okay. But whatever. Then also, a Somerville man, Deke Lee, he's 35 years old. He is facing 15 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Okay? You know he's going to face up to 10 years. I feel as though they should give him the 15. Okay? Why? That's just the minimum sentence of 10. But he's 35 years old. He's not mentally distressed. He's not mentally ill of any kind. He needs to serve max. It's children. Tell me, where is it okay for you to be having sex with children? I'm sorry. But whatever. You know how they do. That he's going to lie his way through it because he figures it's going to give him at least a sentence. Whatever. Also in North Charleston, a Little Caesars Pizza got robbed. I mean, I'm telling you, people are taking things too far. First of all, it was closed. Second of all, they have an unclosed amount of how much money this person stole. Why did you pick Little Caesars? I don't know. I can't imagine. I was satisfied when they was trying to rob a damn ATM. Yes, they bombed the ATM last year. So why don't you just go attack an ATM? Okay? Whatever. Yeah, that was local news, y'all. He robbed a Little Caesar. Don't get me wrong now. I know Little Caesars be making money. But you robbed the Little Caesars and you thought you wasn't going to get caught? If the man got caught from robbing Girl Scouts, what makes you think you wasn't going to get caught robbing Little Caesars? I'm just saying. That was local news, y'all. World news. We already know that Donald Trump was up to the BS again, right? Y'all know I don't never say his name. But now, I'm sorry, he is up to the BS, y'all. And I mean that literally. First of all, he said that he was, in the beginning of his presidency and before he first got nominated, he said that he was visiting Russia all the time and how he has a very good relationship with Russia and how President Putin over there and himself, they've come to a very good understanding and communication. And now, all of a sudden, he says that he hasn't been over there, spoke to anyone in Russia for 10 years. Make up your mind. You know social media was out there. You know local news was out there and world news was out there. And then he had the audacity to be mad and then excuse them from being a part of his conference in the speech that he gave. I told you, 45, you got to be careful. Former President Bush made it plain when he said it on today's show, the news show today, that social media needs to make presidents be accountable and government officials be accountable for the things that they say and the things that they promise. And that's why he's working so hard, like on the book that he has about trying to give back and show that he's going to be a man of his word. Like after the presidency was over, he made a book about soldiers who served. He's taken up art painting and all this kind of stuff, but he's also trying to show that there's another side to veterans, people who served our country. All I'm telling you is this, 45th, get your life together, because a lot of people are pretty pissed with you and you're not making things any better. And excluding the news press and stuff like that to be a part of when you're doing public speeches and things of that nature is not cool, because they're going to still find out about it. Heck, I only do social media and my show's not on that long and I still got to find out what you was doing. Whatever. All right, you guys, let's get into Let's Talk Like Adults. So this past Tuesday, it was real busy. I don't know if you all seen the show or not. But I didn't even get into world news, local news, or anything. They were stabbing me, y'all, with a whole bunch of emails for Let's Talk Like Adults. And then my audience that was watching my show via social media, they had a bunch of questions. So, I want to say thank you to them for being able to give me those questions. But also, they just was so busy, y'all, that I could not get a word in edgewise. And they had me in stitches and I was laughing, I got to be honest. I must have laughed through the whole show this past Tuesday. But anyway, let's get right into Let's Talk Like Adults Touchdown Thursday. For those of you who aren't aware, a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of uses that sexual toys actually can give you. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. A lot of you may not know about the sexual advantages, or tongue-tied, right? A lot of you may not know that the sexual toys also have other benefits and advantages to help you outside of sexual pleasure. Like, we have one called the Smart Wand. Now, the Smart Wand, although it is a vibrator for sexual pleasure, it also serves as a massage mechanism, okay? And it can be used for relaxation and relief, not just sexual, but your physical, say your back, your spine, your neck. It's a large kind of wand, vibrator type. It is designed for sexual pleasure, but It has a handle, like a curved type handle, and it can be used to relieve tension in your neck, your shoulder blades. It also can be used in your lower spine. Sometimes when you work out, you get the stretch or strained muscles in your lower back. It can be used for those. And I mean, they actually promote it as that when they were mentioning it. If you all have never seen it, it's made by Lilo. Here, let me put that in front so you guys can see. And it's called the Lilo, Lelo Smart Wands. They actually are pretty good. A friend of mine purchased one. She had an accident a few years ago at work. She works in a hospital, and she slipped on the floor. So she purchased it, and she says, Stormy, thank you for the advice. It actually worked. She says, and although she goes to physical therapy and she gets a massage done often, she says sometimes in the middle of the night when she's trying to sleep, that the strain from her everyday activities puts a little bit extra strain on her lower back. So she's been using it now, getting ready to be a little over 2 months. And she says, Stormy, it's wonderful. Thank you so much. So I'm glad I was able to help. There's also another one called, hold on, you guys. Okay, so it's a rabbit. Now, I know typically when you think of the rabbit, you also always think of the one that's kind of small and compact, that you will use for sexual pleasure. But I have found out that the rabbit can also be used for if you have tension headaches. And I know you're going, Stormy, are you serious? You want me to take my... Listen, if you're cleaning them the way they're supposed to be cleaned after you finish using them for your other pleasure, you can clean them and use them for tension headaches. And you can put them not directly on the temple, but put it slightly above. It could also be put on the small of your skull, on your head. So, and don't put it on really, really high. You can do it low, and it will relieve tension if you're having tension headaches all the time. So they actually help. It could also be used, and the smart wand as well, if you have, like say you're having tension in your legs and they're starting to hurt. If you put it at the ball of your foot, at the arch of your foot, and work it towards the ball of the foot, it will relieve tension as well in your legs. Okay, so there you have it. There's 2 things you can use, not only for sexual pleasure, but you could also use them for relieving stress. I'm sorry, you guys. I have had no coffee today, and so I'm a little bit tongue-tied and a little tired. Okay, but anyway. Also, for those of you who were unaware, K-Swiss has another flavored lubricant out. And you guys know that I'm really into K-Swiss. If you guys didn't know, I'll tell you why. K-Swiss lubricant can be used for so many different things. And it's a water-based lubricant, but it can also be used on your hair. It can be used to clean glasses, your eyeglasses that you wear. Yes, it can be used to clean glasses because it's a water-based lubricant. But it has more than just sexual pleasure that you can use out of it. Hey, Dad, how are you? We're talking about different things that you'll go back and check it out. I know you will. The K-Swiss can be used for, like I said, your hair. So say you having flyaways, you could get yourself a little travel tube, or you can squeeze some of that in your tube and put it in your hand, rub it together, and just put it on your hair, and it'll lay all your flyaways down. So it has multi-purpose uses. It can also clean your glasses. And you know your cell phone, sometimes it gets spots on your cell phone, you get smudges on it. You can put a little bit of that K-Swiss lubricant and put it under so your phone, wipe it off, and your phone will not get the water put in there sometimes, as we can get. You won't have the smudges on it. And it actually helps clean your phone. And it has a nice scent to it because, as I said, they have so many different scents: peppermint, chocolate, cherry, strawberry, watermelon. They have a lot of different... Oh, coconut! I forgot that one. I like that one, by the way. So there you have it. You have more than one use for the K-Swiss. Hey, Gigi! That's my other cupcake. That's my niece, you guys. I love her, too. So there you have it. There's other uses that you can use for K-Swiss lubricating gel, so it's not always for sexual pleasure. So there you have that. Well, let's get right into our emails that we have. Sorry, you guys. The camera fell. Sorry. Okay, let's do the first one. Dear Stormy, my husband and I have been married for the last 17 years. And unfortunately, we have gotten to the point where we are bored with each other. And we tend to get on each other's nerves from time to time, where sex is not actually important to us any longer. Why is that? Well, I had the same email from another couple who's only been together 10 years. And I'll tell you exactly what it is. Beforehand, when he was away or you were away from each other, from your mates, you had time to miss them. Like my husband and myself, we both work from home. Although we both have offices outside of our home, we still have the ability to work from home. So you're around each other all the time, and you don't really have any time away from each other. Now that you have retired, or he has retired, or because you all are together all the time, it is a good idea to take time away from each other. Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but truth of the matter is, you're getting on each other's nerves because you all are on top of each other all the time. And I don't mean sexually on top of each other. I mean that you all don't have a break away from each other. Often ladies go grocery shopping every day, and you're saying to yourself, well, why are they going to the grocery store every day when they don't have to? You can go once or twice a week. Well, they're also going, they can get away from their household. They can get away from their mates and have personal thought time to themselves. That's one way why women go out for tea and coffee with girlfriends or having cocktail night. You are actually doing things away from your mate. Not saying that you don't love your mate or you don't love being with them, but when you are on top of each other all the time and there's no break in your communication, there's no break in the time with each other, yes, you're going to get aggravated. You're going to get on each other's last nerve. Okay? And before it gets that far, if you have family or friends that you can go and stay a night or two with or go away with for a day or two, you would actually find that your mate misses you when you're not there. And then when you come back home, you're like, wow. It works for military couples all the time because they were away from home. And when you come back home, you're like, oh my gosh, I miss you so much. I bought you flowers. I got you candy. I thought about you, and I just could not help but think maybe we should go and try this. When you are on top of each other all the time, you don't have that break away from each other where you can be able to say, you know what, I miss you. My husband and I work together away from home, but we also, when we're working at home, we're still working together and bouncing thoughts off of each other. So therefore, we are together a lot. So I actually look forward to when he's going to be on the road or he's going to be away for a few days. Like he's going to go away and visit my mother-in-law. Now, I love my mother-in-law, and she and I, we do things together. We go on trips together. But I like it when he's going to go away and spend time with her and he leaves me home. And I don't mean I like it because I want to go do something, but it's just that it gives me a chance to miss him. Okay? Same thing when I'm going to go and spend time overnight with a girlfriend if I'm going to go on the road and do a show. If I'm going to be away from home and he's not going with me on the road, which he often does, but when he's not going to go with me, when I come back, we have so much to say. We're so excited to see each other that, yes, now you can get that sexual energy generated. But when you're with someone 24 hours a day all the time and no one is leaving the house, and or you're only leaving the house and you're coming right back, you have the tendency to be agitated by them or aggravated because you're always with them. So, best solution is go away for a few days. Or let them go away. Let them go play golf or basketball or go visit friends or family members for a few days and let them, laugh it up, chuck it up with the guys, have a few cocktails or whatever it is that guys do. But don't call him and nag him about what he's doing. So that way when he comes back home, he's like, oh my gosh, I missed you so much. I had a lot I had so much fun and I have so much to tell you. And by the way, can I get a little bit? You see what I'm saying? So listen, don't look at it as being a horrible thing. Just figure out another alternative and it'll be great, I promise. Like you did when you were dating prior to you all becoming into a serious relationship. Okay? There you have it. Okay, let's do the next email. Dear Stormy, I know that some people are under the impression that being married is better than being single. I often wish that sometimes I was single because my husband paid more attention to me because it was as if he missed me. We're back to the same thing again. All right. Here, like I said beforehand, find time away from your mate. Being married is not better than being single. Being single is not better than being married. All right? It depends on the people. A lot of people forget that once you become married, that you are still an individual. A lot of people are under the impression that once you're married, you lose your identity. No, you don't. You don't lose your identity. You become a part of a team. You become a part of a company. You become a part of someone else's life, but you are still an individual. And you have to remember that. My husband reminds me of that all the time. He says, listen, go out with your friends. Go do something. I mean, you need to still be able to have your goals, or your vision still needs, or your goal, not just your goals, but your vision, your thoughts. Things that you want to do, you still need to be able to do them so long as they don't violate any of your marital vows. Okay? There you have that one. Let's do this last one and then we'll be calling it a day. Dear Stormy, I have tried so hard to express how I feel, but it just seems to be falling on deaf ears. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Sometimes you can't just say how you feel. Sometimes you need to show your mate how you feel. Sometimes you need to not just say, hey, listen, I want to have dinner, or I want to go out shopping. Sometimes you can't just do it. Sometimes you can't just tell them, I want to do this. Sometimes you need to make the plans for it. You want to go out to dinner, make a reservation for you all to go out to dinner. Or instead of cooking that day, make a note for them and lay it out and say, hey, listen, we're going out to dinner tonight for dinner. My husband does it to me a lot. He doesn't say to me, hey, Stormy, I really want to go out to a restaurant and eat dinner. Or I really want to go to a restaurant and have lunch. No. He'll tell me, so listen, before you come pick me up or whatever, bring me a shirt to change into. So when he says that to me, I know that we're going to be going out for lunch or we're going to be going out for dinner versus having dinner or lunch at home. Or he'll give me a hint. He'll say, hey, listen, because my husband doesn't always drive. So he'll say to me, hey, listen, don't forget that we have plans at 6:30 on such and such a day. He doesn't necessarily have to tell me what the plans are, but he'll say to me, we have plans for 6:30 on such and such a day, when he knows that we normally eat dinner at that hour. So if he tells me that we have plans, then I'm going to assume that we may not be home for dinner. Well, of course we won't be home for dinner if we're going to be out at 6:30 and we're normally eating dinner at that hour. You understand? I hope that makes sense. All right, one more question and then we're out. Dear Stormy. Hey, I like this question. Dear Stormy, I do try. I'm not that good at it, but I'm trying to perform to please my mate orally. Okay. I'll tell you like I would tell anyone else. Practice makes perfect. But it's not going to be perfect if you're not going to try. Okay? And your mate has also have to be willing to allow you to try it. Okay? And if you don't allow your mate to try to please you, they won't. I know that sounds crazy, right? But it's the truth. Practice makes perfect. I'm a firm believer in that. I also believe that if you don't try to please your mate, they're going to get disgusted and they're going to try something else. It sounds crazy, right? But it's a fact. Listen, it's your girl, Stormy Weather 69. You know I love you. I appreciate all the emails that I get. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching my show. Oh, look at that. My husband was watching too. Oh, yay, thanks. I want to say thank you to all of my viewers. I want to tell you all how much I appreciate you all and I love you. It's your girl, Stormy Weather 69. As always, I believe that you should be kind to others, treat people as you would like to be treated, and remember to have sex responsibly. You all have a pleasant day. Have a beautiful weekend and Flashback Friday. So check out Facebook and you'll see the show. I promise. Thank you, Michaela. I love you too, baby. You have a great day. Goodbye, you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Let's Talk Like Adults show. To check out the caller, you can go to letstalklikeadults.com. For questions, email her at letstalklikeadultssw@gmail.com. And for bookings, you can email her at stormyweather69booking@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Like Adults, and we'll catch you next week.